let's enter the Panic Chamber Week 2.
You are entering the Panic Chamber, brought to you by Grindhouse. Vintage movie tees and hoodies.
Vintage movie tees and hoodies, baby.
You are entering the Panic Chamber, brought to you by Grindhouse.
So, we've got a lot of players to talk about. On the screen in front of your face, we have a list of players that you may or may not be panicking on right now. And because they're a topic of conversation, I'm going to throw them all in the panic chamber, and I'm either going to punch the button and close the door, or maybe I don't. Maybe I take them out and say, no, go get them, go trade for them. And even if they're in the panic chamber, that doesn't mean I won't close the door on them, but still advise you to go buy low in the right scenario. So let's get to it. Week number 2, the panic chamber, the fantasy football show
begins now.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty. Take a lap.
But first, real quickly, let me talk about Grindhouse. This is some of the best clothing I've ever put on. And I know you think I'm just saying that because they're a sponsor, but this is so comfortable. I'm sure it looks comfortable. The color's amazing. The quality's phenomenal. Jake won this red beast hoodie in week 1. Grindhouse is giving away one hoodie or t-shirt every single week during the 2022 NFL season. Every week. Week number 2 is going to be this t-shirt, the Reptilicus t-shirt. This thing is phenomenal. We're giving it away today, or I'm going to tell you how to get it today on the show. We'll probably give it away by Friday. We'll do a little contest, and I'll tell you how to enter. But vintage tees and hoodies straight from the attic. And the link to grindhouse.com is in the description of the video. Go click the link. Movies from 40 plus years ago, the original prints on t-shirts and hoodies just like this. And man, they are so comfortable. Look at this. I'm wearing this spider one right now. This is what the back looks like. It is phenomenal.
And the link to grindhouse.com is in the description of the video. Go click the link.
Let's get into the panic chamber, and then we'll do the giveaway in the middle of the show probably. So let's get to it. Right here on screen, these are our players we're worried about. Maybe not, or people are worried about. We're going to talk about them. Now, Javonte is not on this list. I don't know why I have him there. Some people are actually, it's kind of good to talk about him real quick. Some people are freaking out because he didn't get the touchdown. He fumbled the ball. Melvin Gordon's still involved. So in a way, I am seeing some negativity on Javonte that I wasn't quite expecting, but I absolutely love Javonte moving forward. Imagine what happens once he gets touchdowns. No, we aren't expecting 11 receptions every game, but we're also expecting touchdowns to counterbalance the not having 10, 11 receptions every single week. So people still freaking out a little bit on Javonte. It's kind of weird, but I wouldn't call him anywhere near panic chamber material. Who is panic chamber material is this man named Cam Akers. And Cam Akers is looking slow. He's in a committee. Some people thought drafting him in the 3rd and 4th round was smart and that he wouldn't be facing any competition, but Darrell Henderson looks like the starter. Now, I do think Akers will get unleashed a little more and more as the season moves along. And the odds of another injury or re-injury, lower body injury are extremely, extremely high. But he's definitely somebody that we are closing the panic chamber door on, and I'm selling him if you can even sell him. You can't sell him straight up. You'll have to add him into a trade. But if you add him into something, maybe you can upgrade somewhere. Like, let's say you have a quarterback that's a little bit below Joe Burrow. You could trade Akers and that quarterback for Joe Burrow. You could trade maybe Deontay Johnson and Akers for a slightly better wide receiver. You could maybe trade a wide receiver that's in round 3 for a wide receiver equivalent to a player that if you drafted today would be in round 2, and do that little wide receiver upgrade using Akers. He's an additive, an accoutrement. So add him to your trades, but put him in your panic chamber, and we're closing the door. In the chamber you go, good buddy. Next up is Naji Harris, and he's 100,000% living in this panic chamber from now until the end of the season, because he's got this Liz Frank injury that is right here. And it's such a bad injury that there's a grade of 1 to 3, and he had a 1 grade, which is the least concerning one. And it doesn't require surgery, but it requires rest. And he re-injured, confirmed, re-injured his Liz Frank injury. How is he going to play in week number 2? He says he's going to play. Tomlin said we'll see, but he says he's going to play. And if you're not taking advantage of the report today by Adam Schefter that says that Naji's going to play in week 2 according to Naji. If you aren't taking that information and trading him immediately to go get into a Tyreek Hill and a player like Breece Hall, go get into a Deebo Samuel and a player like Breece Hall, or a player like Dameon Pierce, or a St. Brown and Tyreek Hill, or whatever you can get your hands on, or upgrade into Burrow from your lower quarterback and a Deebo, or an upgrade into your Burrow from a lower quarterback and a Tyreek Hill, or maybe an Alvin Kamara straight up. Yeah, you heard me. I would trade in Naji's risk of this Liz Frank injury for Alvin Kamara's risk with him being raptured from the video being released or something. Look, I don't understand how anybody could even expect at all Naji to have this re-injured Liz Frank injury and sit out from now until week 2 and then just be fine the rest of the season. This is only going to get worse if it truly isn't some kind of news debacle where somebody reported something wrong, Schefter's reporting it wrong, and it ends up being that it was the foot that had the Liz Frank injury, but he just sprained the ankle and it has nothing to do with the Liz Frank injury. That's the only thing I can think of that would make this thing go away and not be something that ends up knocking him out the rest of the season in week 3, week 4, if he even makes that out of week 2. This is a horrible idea, and I don't think Tomlin's going to play him. A horrible idea to play in week 2. I don't think Tomlin's going to risk it. I think Tomlin's going to sit him down, and the news you got today and yesterday and until the news changes, I don't know why I'm still holding this foot, but the news until it changes is a gift. You can get rid of him straight up for Kamara, straight up for maybe Eckler. Maybe you got to give up a little bit with Naji to get Eckler, but you have an open door, a very small window of time to get rid of Naji Harris. 100% panicked on Naji. Eckler, I'm not worried. Look, you can buy him low. He didn't have a big week 1, but he's certainly a player I'm going to go buy. And I just explained a way to go get him using Naji. I go get him using a whole bunch of different avenues. Maybe you have a player like Aaron Jones you're worried about, and you could throw a wide receiver that's popping off a little bit that you don't really expect to continue to do well. Do whatever you can to get into Eckler, because if you can buy him anywhere near the end of what would equate to about first round value, end of first round value, or even top of round 2, you're getting a steal. People are panicked on him. I am not. I'm going to take Eckler out of the panic chamber. He is safe.
You are safe.
And now we move on to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is somebody that, I'm worried about. I think he's going to fall off a cliff. He's the one guy so far that I'm going to tell you that I would potentially trade for on the low. I'm not drafting him. I avoided Kamara in the draft, CMC in the draft, Henry in the draft. But after week 1 kicks off and disappointments occur, then you have an opportunity to come in and buy low. I buy him low at the right price, like second round type value, maybe even just to play him a little while, then flip him in a risky play and flip situation. But he's in the panic chamber, but there are scenarios that I can envision where I would trade for him. This is the first guy I would maybe trade for that's still in the panic chamber, because his mileage is insane. Over the last 2.5 seasons, over 900 carries. When Christian McCaffrey was under 800 carries entering the season, and we're worried about him breaking down. In just the last 2.5 seasons, not his whole NFL career, 2.5 seasons, 900 carries, played in the foot. Big concern that this guy's going to be running in mud. He kind of looked like it in week 1, but running in mud by midseason, running in mud meaning he doesn't look like he has that quick step anymore. The mileage adds up. He's built different. All this he's built different is not a good thing. Every time he hits the ground, it's brutal on his body because he's a big dude. I'm totally in panic mode with Henry. Kyle Pitts, people are freaking out about Kyle Pitts coming out of week 1. Oh my God, he's going to be blocking. Is he even going to play tight end? Buy him. Don't freak out. This is my number 2 or at least number 3 tight end on the year. I'm buying on the dip. I love Kyle Pitts. There's no way I'm putting this man in the panic chamber. And he's another person I go get in a trade where, maybe you got to give up a Naji for Kyle Pitts and something else. I don't know what that something else is in terms of Kyle Pitts. You'd have to give me, the other person's roster to really know. But he's a great anchor of a 2-player trade where you're getting 2 players and getting rid of Naji Harris. He's one of those players. Debo, Tyreek Hill, Kyle Pitts, those are 3 really good anchors in a trade where you're maybe getting multiple players and Kamara straight up for Naji Harris. Anchors meaning you would add more to the trade in the case of Kyle Pitts, Tyreek Hill, and Debo. Whereas Kamara, you could do straight up. Kyle Pitts, you are safe, big boy.
You are safe.
Burrow, everyone's freaking out about Burrow. He looked awful, Smitty. He was 7 out of 10 when he had 2 INTs in this game. He was doing his best. This Pittsburgh defense was magnificent. So Burrow, he faced the one defense that I think would have been underrated and come in and taken the league by storm. Now it's banged up, but Burrow had to face it. Burrow had to face it. No one else had to face it, and he still stood strong and tall at the end in the fourth quarter, did absolutely phenomenal right at the end. Scoring me like 19 points in one league and 28 points in another. The scoring's very different between these 2 leagues, but he essentially did that in the fourth quarter. He will be fine. He's a great buy low. He's still a top 3 to 4 quarterback for me, capable of being the number 1 quarterback on the year. He still is capable of that. He's not probable of that. Josh Allen, Herbert, Mahomes are looking like the top 3 lock, but this is my 3-4. He could be 1. He could be 1. Stop saying he can't be 1. He could be 1. I'm not saying he will be 1, Bob. I'm saying he could be 1. And you're out of your mind if you're panicking on Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow after week 1. Burrow, cigar smoking Burrow, you are safe. Smoke your cigar, young man.
You are safe.
DK Metcalf is definitely in the panic chamber, for conversation's sake. I don't think I closed the doors. I'm not going to close the doors on him. I'm trading for him. We kind of already knew that he'd be a little bit, up and down or a little bit lesser in value because of Geno and not having Russell Wilson in town. But I think he's a great buy low candidate for people that need a wide receiver. I'm not going to close the door on him. You're safe, DK.
You are safe.
CMC, I mean, his offense, it doesn't all look the same or feel the same like it used to be. This has the makings of a potential mediocre year, up and down. Do I buy on the dip? I probably do. Just like Henry, I wouldn't draft him. I let other people draft him, invest high draft capital, and then I come in and I might buy at 2nd round value. So again, like Henry, I'm going to close the door. There's time to panic. There's reason to panic, but I still, in the right scenario, would buy low on CMC. Lamb, we're panicking. Zeke, we're panicking. Stafford, we are panicking. These are all guys that have a lot going on. Stafford, the elbow issue, and I am panicking about Stafford. I'm not putting Kupp on the list here right now, but we got to worry a little bit about Kupp. Kupp might show up on the panic chamber if Stafford starts struggling with that elbow. I can only imagine the elbow getting worse, and I'm pretty sure what we saw in week 1 out of Stafford was due to the elbow. So we might see Kupp on here because of a correlation to Stafford and that the production could be cut a little bit, or what if Stafford's removed from the board? Then where does Kupp go? Where do we value Kupp if that happens? It's going to be crazy, but we're worried about Stafford. We're worried about Zeke Elliott because he's already at the point of potentially dropping off. And now you lose the quarterback, Dak Prescott, out for at least 4 to 6 weeks. He might come back earlier than people thought. Maybe he's back by week 9. But I mean, Zeke Elliott he's going to face 8-man fronts. He's already lost a step. I think Tony Pollard is easy to forget about right now because we didn't see him do anything in week 1, but he's a guy to keep an eye on. I'm definitely closing the panic chamber doors on all 3 of these guys, Zeke Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, and Matthew Stafford. Lamb, I try and sell and get into a Debo, even if I have to give up a little more. I try and sell and get into a Tyreek Hill, even if I have to give up a little more. I'll go get a Gabe Davis and a Breece Hall using CeeDee Lamb. I'll go get a Dameon Pierce and maybe a little bit bigger wide receiver name over a Gabe Davis to get rid of CeeDee Lamb. I like diluting Lamb into 2 players like that, but these 3 guys are a concern. They're decent buy lows in the right scenario, but they're more of sell highs in a package 2 for 1, so you can mask the risk up and wrap it up in a nice bow and get rid of it in a way to upgrade at a position. So doing it for a 2-player deal, or maybe trading one of these guys with another player to upgrade into 1 player, there's a reason to panic on Zeke, Lamb, and Stafford. Trey Lance, I mean, there's reason to panic because of Shanahan, not so much for Lance, but will Shanahan set him up to fail? Is Shanahan going to do something crazy? I don't even want to say it. You know, what he might do if Lance struggled because of him, because of Shanahan, not because of Lance. He's got supporting cast. I'm not worried. I'm not panicking. I'm not closing the doors on Lance. I think a lot of people want to, but he played in a swimming pool in week 1. A swimming pool, and everybody's judging Debo, Mooney. People are judging Mooney. We should have Mooney on this list, but he's not on it today. But people are panicking on Mooney. I've had a couple people say, should I drop Mooney? And you know what? On that note, we'll put Mooney in here and say, no, we'll take him right out. Mooney's safe too, because Mooney didn't even get a chance to do Mooney type things. Everybody was swimming on Sunday in this Bears-Niners game. So don't judge Mooney. Stop it. Stop judging Trey Lance and Debo and all the other players on this team, on both teams, the Bears and the Niners. You're safe. You're safe. Lance is safe. Mooney's safe to a degree. Lance I worry about a little bit, but it's not because of him. But maybe he does hit the panic chamber in week 3, week 4 because of Shanahan, and we'll address it if it comes.
You are safe.
Aaron Jones we're worried about because a lot of people overpaid. I didn't like his mid-second round value, and so he's in here. ETN's in here too, and ETN's a guy I did love. I loved ETN in the mid-third a lot, and he's not showing up right now, but he did drop at least 1 touchdown. Potentially could have scored twice in this game, and he averaged 10 yards a carry. He had 4 carries for like 47 yards. He was averaging over 10 yards a carry. He dropped at least 1 touchdown, could have scored a second time, and it would have been a good day. It would have been a good day. He had a lot of rust and nervousness in there. I'm still a believer. I'm not going to close the door on ETN, but it's very close of being a kind of panic situation, but one of those buy low panic situations. One you can take advantage of in your opponent who might be over panicking. And the same goes for Aaron Jones. I'm not really excited about Aaron Jones right now, but I probably buy him low versus avoid him completely. But I certainly would look to shop him as well at the same time, packaging him and somebody for another safer player, going after Debo, Aaron Jones for Debo, and trying to get even more if you could, or do some kind of weird swap that you like that the other person likes as well. You know, where you're getting Damian Pierce and you're giving them a wide receiver like Curtis Samuel that everybody seems to love so much, even though he's the number 3 on the Washington Commanders. So I'd give Aaron Jones and Curtis Samuel to get Damian Pierce, downgrade into Damian Pierce from Curtis Samuel, and then get my Debo Samuel. So I'm looking to do deals like that. So ETN and Aaron Jones, you are safe.
You are safe.
Tyreek Hill is safe because he's dropping in value into like round 3. He'll easily earn that. Go get him in a trade. He's completely safe. Hill, don't even worry about it.
You are safe.
T. Higgins coming off the concussion. A lot of people freaking out. Buy low. Buy low. I'm not worried. I like T. Higgins.
You are safe.
And Breece Hall, look, this guy would be a 2nd round pick if he was going to get 80% of the work in week 1. He was a 4th and 5th round pick for a reason, because we expected this guy to not be electric out the gate and not get the volume right out of the gate. It's going to take him time, not him, the team time. He's a 4.39 running back with one of the best combines, top 5 combine in recent history, in recent NFL history. And he has some of the best film I've seen on a running back in the last 5-10 years. And people are freaking out about it. The talent will win out. They want to get him the ball. They drafted him to start. It is his team. He is the future of the team, and he's a great buy low right now. And I'm not panicking at all, because everything we're seeing we expected, but people are impatient, and because they don't see him out there, they're like, what do we do? What do we do? Probably one of the most questioned guys right now, and almost all of my questions and comments on my text line is about Breece Hall. Go get him. Let the panic owners panic and wait patiently for Breece Hall. He's safe.
You are safe.
And we close the doors officially on week 2 Panic Chamber.
You are safe.
Again, don't forget to support our sponsor of every Panic Chamber episode from here until the end of the season, Grindhouse, GRNDHAUS.com. You can find them on Instagram at Grindhouse Supply. And just know that if you really do love movies and cult classic movies and hoodies and t-shirts, this is the company for you. I'm so excited to work with this company. I love the company. I'm so thrilled to have a brand that is a sponsor that I enjoy and absolutely love. And I'm so into movies and TV and cult classics and streaming to have a sponsor like this, to be able to wear amazing apparel. Like, it is amazing. Like, I'm going to talk to these guys about being a sponsor again next year, or even extending this sponsorship. Maybe I only wear Grindhouse apparel on every single show. Maybe I let them know, I obligate myself to only wear Grindhouse clothing, period. I don't know. I love it so much. Don't tell them, but I want to wear it all the time. If you want to win this t-shirt right here, this Reptilicus t-shirt by Grindhouse, I'm going to be posting an Instagram post tomorrow, and I'm going to be giving away that t-shirt by going through the comments. You're going to tag 2 people. You're going to give me your best week 2 prediction. And then I'm going to put the top 4 of my choosing on my stories and have you all vote for the winner. So get ready for that post tomorrow. I will see you all later. Don't forget to get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com and get your one-on-one text advice. And don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. And then we've got the content in the top banner of the YouTube page, so you know exactly what I'm dropping, when I'm dropping it, and the schedule of the show. We live stream more than anybody, in my opinion. I think so. I think you might agree. We live stream more than anybody, in my opinion. We go live at 7 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. I go live pretty much every night or every other night. And then I also drop these videos like this throughout the day. We are doing it live, and I appreciate every one of you coming along for the ride. We're at 13,770 subscribers. I'd love for you to be a part of that. So punch that subscribe button, because a lot of people watch it, yet they don't hit that button. It's a weird thing people do. You get alerted when you subscribe, so you don't miss anything. And it really helps me out, and it helps you out, because I'm going to create more content as we get bigger and better and stronger. And hit that like button and leave a comment, because I reply to pretty much every comment in the comment section of every one of my videos. Now get out of here.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.